Why would I have done that? They've been played in. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got the performance review on these bad boys right here, and I cannot emphasize bad boys enough. These are fantastic. This is the KD14. Let's get right into it. The traction on these guys is just amazing. I had no issues indoors or outdoors, and yes, I'm able to play in both now. Isn't that awesome? I cannot believe it. Anyways, these guys right here, like I said, are fantastic. Indoors, outdoors, I have zero complaints with them. I just think that this is awesome. They work very similarly to last year's model, which is the KD13. Those things were just uber grippy. The rubber feels the same. The traction is similar. There are some similarities between the two, but this one just feels just good, man. I have no complaints. Like, it's one of those things where the traction to me is the foundation of a performance basketball sneaker. So if you don't have that aspect of the shoe, you can't even move on. If you're slipping around on whatever court that you're playing on, it doesn't even matter how good the cushion is. It doesn't matter how good the fit might be, because the traction not working means that you can't play at your potential best. So when you start at the foundation and it rocks, it's great. Now, much like the traction, the cushion, again, fantastic. I know that some people are trying to downplay this setup right here, acting like it's some sort of takedown or lesser version of last year's model simply because they took out the double stack zoom unit. And I gotta say, those people are wrong, man. They probably never even tried these things on. These are crazy. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, they're mad crazy. Like, it's not like that. It's not like a LeBron where it might be too much cushion for some people. This is the best balance of everything. There is still the full length zoom strobel, which is pretty much just what you need. If every shoe had that from the Nike Jordan lineup, I think that we'd all be happy. I don't know why they haven't been doing that, but whatever. And then if that wasn't enough, okay, which for some people apparently it's not, they want that second zoom unit, which is something that you probably wouldn't be able to feel that much because it's usually housed within the foam midsole. Again, that was removed, and instead they use Cushlon. Cushlon is underrated. I've been saying this. I've been on this platform for 12 years, okay? Yes, that's a long time. Yes, I'm old, blah, 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 okay. But Cushlon has been used in Jordan brand products and certain Nike products for about a decade now. And every time they have used it, it's always been great. And I've always been like, why don't they use this enough? I just feel like I always miss the use of Cushlon. And just now, starting in about 2020, we've been getting a lot of Cushlon products, most notably in the Protro line for the Kobe stuff, which we probably won't be able to see anytime soon after this, which is a bummer. But the way that everything feels is like a springy marshmallow. Yes, marshmallows can be springy, because I think that if it was just the Cushlon, then I think that it would be too much mush. But because the Zoom Air's in there, it gives you a little pop back underneath your foot, which is awesome. So, you know, the marshmallow rises. Now, the materials on these guys, much like the GT cuts, are nothing that I like. I will say that the GT cuts I like more. They're just a little softer. However, the upper on these guys is a little more supportive, so I don't dislike it from a performance standpoint. I do prefer leather, suedes, nubucks, things like that. Yes, for performance, I know, outdated, whatever. I'm from the 90s. We were built forward tough. But as far as performance is concerned, this stuff works, and it works exceptionally well. It's fairly breathable on top of that, thankfully, because, you know, it's a lot of plastic and stuff. You can't really see it, but it is. You can see kind of the orange little hits. That's where you're getting some airflow, and that's throughout the shoe a little bit. Now, as far as fit is concerned, that's gonna be the weird part for a lot of people. A lot of people like to go up half a size in KDs. I tend to go true to size, which is what I've been doing the last few years. These guys, I didn't even have that option. Size 9 was mysteriously gone when they launched.
Inconceivable!
It was the only size that was gone.
Inconceivable!
Which I think is really weird. It's really fishy. But I ended up with a 9.5. I was a little concerned when I first took them out there, because usually when you try them on for casual use, which is what we do with our initial impression, we just put them on, we're like, oh yeah, they fit true to size, whatever. So I was like, yeah, they fit fine for that. But when I start moving around, when I start running around, cutting, jumping, whatever, is it gonna be a little bit too loose? Because I like my shoes to be really snug. And these guys right here were perfect. It felt like it was just made for me. So I'm not gonna say for sure with 100% certainty that you should go up half a size, but if you can try them on in store, that would be the best option, especially if you're a wide footer, because if I can get away with a half a size up when I like my shoes to be suffocating, then that's pretty much a good sign or indication that most people might be cool with a half a size up. The lockdown I thought was gonna be compromised, again, due to me not getting the size that I typically like to wear. That was not the case. Because of the upper, it's all like a shell, it's a fused shell and everything like that. It's very, I don't want to say it's stiff because it breaks in well, but it maintains its shape really well, so there's not a lot of stretch. The lockdown in the heel was great. I had no issues whatsoever. All of this stuff is fantastic. The strap is the only thing where it's just like, if we can't get these straps to stay down, they shouldn't be on the shoe. They just shouldn't. And that's what this is. It looks cool. I like the strap as far as a visual aesthetic goes, but as far as performance, if we cannot get it to stay down, why is it on there? I'd like to know. Now, the support is pretty much standard for what you would expect in most Nike basketball products. You do have a little torsion plate right there. It does its job pretty well. We also have this little guy right there. It's very similar to the torsion plate, and that is just kind of like a plate to make sure that you stay on the footbed, and that does a really good job. What I'm really surprised with though is how wide these guys are, and you can see that when you wear them. Like when you look down, you're just like, damn, those kind of puffy. They look like a marshmallow, but they don't feel like a marshmallow as far as like maneuverability and things like that. Like you feel like you are just cradled in comfort. Nice stable outrigger area. It's awesome. And like I was saying earlier, the heel lockdown is perfect. The strap is kind of useless. You could cut that thing off and the performance would be the same. So overall, like I was saying earlier in the video, these guys right here so far are my favorite shoe to play in 2021. Have not played in a ton of them because basketball courts just started opening back up. As far as indoors are concerned, outdoors I have played in plenty of shoes. It's just that not all of them I've loved. These guys right here, I absolutely love no matter the setting. However, we did this in the GT Cut performance review and we're gonna do it again. We're gonna ask our Discord community, which if you would like to join, a link will be down below in the description box. But we're gonna go in there and we're gonna fish around for some questions and see if they have anything that they'd like me to elaborate on that I might not have covered earlier in the review. So with that being said, what do we got?
That boy John Doe wants to know, can I drop 49, 17, and 10 in 48 minutes in them?
It's highly possible. We've seen it happen. There is visual proof of this.
Butter Peanut would like to know,
Butter Peanut?
how does the cushion feel compared to other Zoom Strobel shoes that does not have Cushlon, like the KD12, KD13, and Cosmic Unity?
I'll start with the Cosmic Unity. They're the closest to the floor, so you definitely feel that, especially if you play on court for a long time. So if you're playing in a pickup game or in a pickup game setting where you could be on the court anywhere between like 1+ hours, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm out there for about 3, you'll probably feel it the next day. However, if you're in an in-game situation where it's about 48 minutes, there's timeouts, stop starts, all of that stuff, there's little mini breaks in between a game, you should be perfectly fine. But again, you're the closest to the floor, and once that shoe breaks in, you will feel a little bit of bounce back, but it's not gonna be anything incredible. You're gonna be like, what's everybody talking about with the Zoom stuff? So unless you really know what Zoom Air feels like, you're not gonna be too impressed. Now the KD12, that was in a firmer setup. The midsole was firm. The heel had an extra Zoom unit. Again, because it's firm midsole or housed inside that firm midsole, what you're really feeling is just the top-loaded Strobel, which feels very similar to the Cosmic Unity. However, your platform is a little bit higher, so you're a little bit higher off the ground. Some people didn't like that. So you've got court feel with the Cosmic Unity. You've got a little bit more of a higher platform with the KD12. The KD13, in my opinion, fixes all of that where it just felt a lot more plush. I think that's because of the foam compound that they used. It was just a little bit more forgiving. They also moved the double stacked unit up to the front, so you had 4-foot Zoom Air along with the full length Strobel. And again, that felt great. You could feel everything. It felt a lot more plush, which these actually feel like. These feel very plush. So that's why I'm saying if you're complaining about the removal of that extra Zoom unit, you probably haven't even tried these on because these are comfortable. They have no business being this comfortable.
JM Geese 83 would like to know, how would you rank the KD14 and all of the other KDs?
That's a lot to
I know, so
consider.
Don't go through all of them because we literally do have a video where I think it goes through.
Did we do that with the KDs? Or were we considering doing that with the KDs?
No, we've done it.
Really?
Yeah.
Up until maybe that shoe, was it like the 9, 10, 11, 12?
Maybe the 12?
I don't know.
I just remember having to find all the pictures.
Well, I will rank these between the 3 with full-length Zoom Strobels. So that's the 12, 13, and now the 14. I would say that the 14 is the best of the bunch, the 12 being second, the 13 being third. The reason why I'm placing the 13 third, because I feel like those have like the best comparable traction to these, which is awesome. But the containment on that upper was that cheap, like the ripstop, but it wasn't ripstop, it was just nylon. And like I ripped the tongues and it was just, the shoe, the upper on that shoe was very cheap and it didn't contain the foot the way that the 12 did or the way that these do. So I do feel like these are a safer option if you're trying not to roll your ankle or roll over the footbed. So that pretty much takes care of it for these guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Shout out to our WearTesters Discord community for providing all of those great questions. And if you want any more information, you can always click the other link in the description box. It'll head you over to WearTesters.com where you can check out their price, their weight, and their scores. And with that being said, thank you so much for everything. So until next time, guys, have a good one.